Testing, testing. All right. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first one, it seems like Tesla has dumped a bunch of inventory for the Tesla Model Y. There are plenty to go around, and on top of that, there are some pretty interesting discounts that have come to the table. Now, it seems like Tesla is starting to discount the Model Y long range on top of the performance and taking it to levels we have not seen in a little bit, maybe levels as much as $3,000 off. So we're going to jump into that plus a variety of different topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla with the really best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And shout out to my latest Patreon members. We got Monterey Local Guide, Chowdhury, Chris, and W Shin. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. If you want to join the Patreon and get a list of my buying guide, which has lists of all the best credit unions and banks out there that all have better than rates than Tesla financing, check it out. Patreon link or the YouTube join link down below in the description. All right, so let us take a quick look at this. Well, of course, we'll pull up the Tesla.com website and see if there's any changes. I mean, the other day we noticed that right here at the top banner, it says that the Model Y qualifies for the $7,500 federal tax credit. And if you switch to the Model 3 page, it says something a little bit different, right? We know that the $7,500 federal tax credit changes soon, maybe even as soon as this week, maybe even as soon as tomorrow. But the one thing we do know is it's supposed to change before the 31st of March. And so what that means is you have to take delivery by the 31st. It's not about when you order. It's not about when you give Tesla your deposit. It's all about when you actually take delivery. I got this question earlier today from someone that actually scheduled a call with me, and it is 100%. You have to take delivery before the 31st of March to qualify for this $7,500 federal tax credit. Of course, as on top of you as yourself as an individual as well. And there's a bunch of other, clarifications on that. Like you basically have to owe this type of money to the federal government. And most people do. They're buying a Tesla, I would say, especially a Model Y in like the 60 to 65K range, because you basically have to have W-2 income. But if you're self-employed, then that's a whole nother story. So let's take a quick look at this. Of course, we're going to go to our favorite site, waitingfortesla.com. You can see there's 353 brand new Tesla Model Ys that are available. It looks like today, Sunday, March 26th, Tesla's hit the clearance button. They hit the we need to sell all vehicles out of our inventory, test drive, demo, everything, get it off our lot because we need to hit some sort of number. And so usually when this happens, Tesla will start to release other promotions as well. It could be 10,000 free supercharging miles, which we saw that yesterday. They released that for the Model S and the Model X. So maybe there could be promotions. If you're on the fence, it does not hurt to open a dialogue with your local Tesla sales center. Maybe just talk to them, see what's the promotions out there. I'm certainly going to, I've got one person I text every once in a while. I'm going to text them to see if there's any deals out there for the Tesla Model Y or Model 3, because that would get interesting as we get into the last 5 days of the month. Ron John, exactly 5 days left to go, left in the end of the year. End of the quarter. Then it should get pretty interesting. But taking a look here, I mean, the discounts, these are strong. These are much higher than what we've seen in most recently. $2,800 discount on a 2023 Tesla Model Y demo with 3,600 miles on it. We've got another one, $2,840 discount. Same thing, 3,600 miles in Maine. A $2,600 discount. Minneapolis, $2,500 discount. And right here, there it is in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you're in that area, this would be the perfect build, in my opinion. It's a Model Y long range. It's a 2023 black with white interior. I know that's a rare combo that everybody is, almost not everybody, a lot of people are interested in, and it has a $3,000 discount. Here's another one right under there in Fort Lauderdale, almost $2,000 discount. And the list is extensive, the list is long, and there's just a lot of vehicles right now. I mean, to look at it specifically, there are 147 Tesla demos with discounts available across the country. And so you might be wondering why this is. Why did Tesla start to discount all these vehicles near the end of the month and end of the quarter? Well, what happens is Tesla needs to hit a sales number. And so all these vehicles and what they are, they're still brand new. You would still be the first owner of the vehicle, but these could be test drive demo vehicles. They could be showroom demo vehicles. But you would still be the first owner, and it's still technically a brand new vehicle. And so pick your spots. What I usually like to do is I like to see, I look at mileage versus discount. And of course, I look at the build as well. Usually I want to stay under like 1,000 to 2,000 demo miles. But if there's a maybe $4,000 discount, that's when I would get pretty interested, because as long as the tires are okay and as long as they're not like completely worn out, like I'd probably be scared of like a performance Tesla Model Y that had 3,000 miles. But if it's like a 1,000, 2,000 miles, but it has like a $3,000 discount, I'm all in. And so the pages here you can see are endless, just endless page upon page of discounted Tesla Model Y. So really just take your pick. Of course, all of these qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit, and all of these also qualify for the CVRP for California, and most likely will qualify for any of your state ones as well, because these are brand new vehicles at the end of the day. And that's all that matters. All that really matters is that you will be the first owner of the vehicle and you are not the second owner. So unless the used, because I've seen that before, a used Tesla Model Y might slip through here accidentally because of whatever in the system. But as long as you are the first owner and you are the brand new owner, then you can qualify for any of the discounts. So let's switch it to performance, because usually the performance trim is where you start to see the bigger discounts. That's where we saw the $3,000 discount yesterday, but it looks like it doesn't really seem to be any sort of higher discounted like that. But there's a good amount of Model Y long ranges all over the place. In fact, 202 of them in California. And this makes sense, right? We've been talking about this for a while now. This is what happens at the end of the month, end of the quarter. It's basically Tesla just releases that Tesla models near the factory. So Texas only has 26 of them, but California has 202, because they most likely could have been wanting to ship these across the country, but they decide, hey, we need to sell these ASAP. But at the same time, these are demos too, so I'm not really sure what could be gone here. But at the end of the day, a healthy amount of discounted Tesla Model Ys. Tesla has hit the clearance button. So if you've got a pending delivery, if your EDD got pushed, talk to your local Tesla advisor, call them, see if you can switch to one of these. Like if you're in an area that doesn't have one, then it's a different story. But if you're California and your estimated delivery date got pushed, I would say just try and switch to one of these and take delivery ASAP if you want to lock in the tax credit. So we're going to jump into the live streaming comments, because that's the benefit of the live stream. I answer all the different questions that you ask. And of course, we've got a handful of topics that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the tax credit, potentially will you get screwed? Tesla Park Assist, it seems like the reviews are not the best, and much, much more. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description is the Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible price, including credit unions and banks on that list that all have interest rates lower than Tesla financing. So definitely check it out if you're interested. All right. Thank you for joining in, everyone. Thanks for jumping in along tonight. I know it's a Sunday chill stream. We're going to probably stream. We've got a good amount of topics, and we're going to try and run through them a little bit differently. I've been getting a lot of feedback, too many intros maybe, or too many, so we're just going to try and roll through some topics quickly to see if it, I'm going to see if we can do this more like podcast style format, but of course podcast with one person. So that way people can listen to it, the full thing, through all the different news and random things that I see, and then maybe segment it out afterwards as well. So we'll see. So in this next topic, we all know that there is a $7,500 federal tax credit on the Model 3 and the Model Y, but if your estimated delivery date just got pushed past March 31st, you might get screwed on the tax credit. And so we'll talk about it. There's this Reddit thread that I found where people are talking about it and jumping into the discussion on potentially what the tax credit could actually change to. But I'm going to think positive. Maybe there's a good thing at the end of the tunnel, and maybe on April 1st, all this talk about it actually disappearing might actually not go completely away. So we'll talk about it, and I want to know all your thoughts as well. So definitely drop it in the live stream or even the comments down below. So let us, if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, which is basically just getting the best deal with really good financing on your Teslas. So definitely hit that subscribe. So here we go. This is the Reddit thread. Of course, it's titled very nicely, "Screwed on Tax Credit." So it looks like in this thread, the original delivery date for this person was Monday the 27th. And that, of course, was in tomorrow, actually. And it was before the tax credit, because what we know is the tax credit does end as it stands right now on March 31st. And what we also know on top of that is that the U.S. Treasury announced last week that this coming week they're going to release more guidelines on what it actually is going to be for the vehicles. And if you don't know what that actually means, there is a $7,500 federal tax credit on electric vehicles, and it's actually broken out into two parts. First part is where the critical battery minerals are sourced from. That's $3,750. And the battery components, if it is manufactured in the US, that's the other $3,750. And so what we know so far is that the Model 3 standard range specifically does not and will not qualify for any of the tax credit. So if you've got a pending delivery, try and take a delivery ASAP if you want to take advantage of the $7,500 federal tax credit. But, I'm going to think positive. So, just in case if the Model 3 does lose the $7,500 federal tax credit, I could easily see Tesla dropping the price of the Model 3 in the near future, because here's a price history tracker chart. We'll go through this quickly, but the lowest price of the Model 3 standard range was actually about $6,000 less than what it currently is right now. So it's in Tesla's range. But jumping back to this, of course, it's about the Model Y, and everybody is talking about the Model Y because it is the hottest car. And so now they're trying to speculate whether it's going to go down to $3,750 or even will the tax credit go down to zero. But this is what everybody keeps citing. So here's an article from Electric in which they talk about how the $7,500 federal tax credit is going away for the Model 3 standard range. But there's a paragraph in here that everybody keeps citing. But the funny thing with this paragraph, it's not like a definite thing. It's really just a speculation on top of speculation, like what we're doing right now. But you can see right here, as quote, "As for the Tesla other Model 3 and Model Y vehicles in the US, they are expected to retain access to the full credit as they're using battery cells built by Tesla or Panasonic in Nevada, California, or Texas." So of course, this would be good news, because then maybe, that tax credit would stay 100% in the full $7,500 for the Model Y and Model 3. And what we can try and piece together and maybe support that is if you go to the Model Y page on the Tesla.com website, you can see it says new vehicles qualify for the $7,500 federal tax credit. It hasn't changed for a bit. But if you go to the Model 3 page, it says tax credit changes coming soon. So you would think they would make that the same on both pages if they knew that the Model Y was losing the 7,500 tax credit, maybe even going to 3,750. And on top of that, with inventory hitting new levels on the Tesla websites, this is waiting for Tesla. There's 353 brand new Tesla Model Ys. You would think that they would also, like Tesla themselves, would also communicate to their sales team the same thing that they did to their sales teams here by telling the telling their sales team that the Model 3 was losing the 7,500 federal tax credit as well. So hopefully that makes sense. So I certainly feel like, maybe Tesla won't lose the 7,500 federal tax rate for the Model Y. I mean, I'm fingers crossed. That'll be good for Tesla. I mean, if you can for sure bet that Tesla will also go to increase the price of the Model Y, but it's just good news for everybody that's locked in right now, that has a same price as before, because of course your price will not change if Tesla decides to up the price. But even if Tesla does lose the 3,700 or half of the tax credit, 3,750, or even the full 7,500, you can for sure bet Tesla is not just going to sit on their butt. They'll probably wait it out and see whether or not people start to cancel, maybe wait a week or two. I mean, April, the good thing with April, it's the first month of the second quarter. And so just think, like in January, when the 7,500 discount went away, because that ran through December, and that was just a line item discount off of the price, they kind of sat around when it went away from January 1st to January 13th. They sat around, they didn't do anything. And then on January 13th, they dropped the price of the Model Y long range $13,000. You can see it right here on the price history chart. And so if it goes away on April 1st, if the 7,500 federal tax credit goes away on April 1st, you can for sure bet, I would say, that within 2 weeks to 3 weeks, Tesla will make some massive price adjustments to make sure that they don't lose any sales. And if we take a look at it right now, the price of the Model Y long range is $54,990. It was $52,990 just a few weeks ago. And so if it loses $3,750, they'll just drop it $3,750 and still be higher than what they've been before in the past. You can see lowest the price that the Model Y has ever been was $49,000. So they could still drop it $3,750 and still be maybe $3,000. I can't do quick maths, higher than what their lowest price has ever been. So hopefully that makes sense. I've got a good outlook that Tesla will still continue to keep the 7,500 federal tax credit or even the 3,750, but we really have no idea at this moment. Hopefully we get more information from the US Treasury this week. I would imagine it could be all the way as late as Friday, but you can for sure bet we will make a video the same day or when we hear it initially first, because that's going to be big news. And I know a lot of you out there are waiting and seeing what type of changes are coming, and it's pretty nerve-wracking as well. But my advice is, if you don't see a video from me, if you don't hear anything and you're still a little anxious about whether it has the 7,500 tax credit or not, you can call the IRS. They do have a hotline somewhere on this page. I called it the other week or two, and you can just verify with them, like, hey, I'm about to buy an electric vehicle. It's a Tesla. Has the IRS, the Treasury, released any more guidelines on the EV tax credit? And they'll say yes or no, and then you can kind of make your decision from there. So hopefully that's some good advice. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense for you. We're going to jump into the live stream comments, but before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description is the Patreon link, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Water break. Thanks for joining in, everyone. Tapia, Andy, thank you. I hope you're doing well, Andy. You're amazing. No, you're amazing, Tapia. Ron John, welcome. Paul, welcome. Yeeting, do you think there'll be another price drop after the March for the Model Y and Model 3? Yes, definitely. Kay, welcome back. 3K miles. Geez, they got like 6 months worth of demo driving on them. Yeah, for sure. I mean, but it's worth it, right? $2,000 to $3,000 off. I would say so. Hi, Chris. I just got a notification to schedule a delivery date for Model 3 Performance. I scheduled for 3:28 a.m. when I park, and then called the dealership to push it up, and they pushed it to 3:39 a.m. Nice. Wait, they pushed it back then. Wait. So then they push you back. That's not good. Should I be concerned about losing the tax credit on pins and needles? I may not take delivery if no longer qualifies for the 7,500 tax credit. I would say, Peter, just drop by Buena Park and see if they can take delivery on you. I've got a 5-seat long range Model Y EDD of March 29 to 31st, but no VIN at this time. Live in SoCal. Ew, that's tough. I would say, Icarus, go to your local Tesla center and see if they can switch you into one of these demos, because there are a lot of them available for you to purchase. Wait, is it confirmed that the Model Y does not qualify for the tax credit anymore? Not at the moment. It's still up in the air, so we should know very, very soon, but we just, there's nothing, unless I missed something, nothing has been announced just yet. Let's see. We've got a lot of topics, so we're just gonna speed run through all these. So this next topic, Tesla Park Assist, the parking system that is available for non-USS and non-full self-driving vehicles, has been released. It was released a few days ago, and of course, people have been installing them. People have been trying it out, and it seems like the initial reviews are not good. They're not good at all. Maybe even bad. So I've got a couple examples pulled up, but I want to hear from you all. Like, I bet a bunch of you out there have installed this system. You've gone out and tested it to see if it will actually detect objects out there in your garage and parking lots and whatever. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of accidents regarding this. And of course, it's going to be small accidents, or we'll never know, I guess, right? Knock on wood. Accidents in parking lots and things like that. But we'll take a look at it. Some of these are actually kind of funny. I mean, maybe people are just trying to be trolly, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And so here we go. People are installing Park Assist. They're testing it out. Here's one that's from MikeCybertruckOwners.com. I think the front camera can see the bucket here. It's 10 feet away. My driveway isn't that drastic of an angle compared to many drivers around here. And you can see that's pretty far, I would say. And I don't know if the vehicle could actually detect it. So it looks like he actually recorded a video, and the answer is no. The Park Assist with the cameras and everything, because of the slight angle that it was actually at, was not able to detect the bucket. So, I mean, this one's a little bit of a hard test, I would say, but no good. I guess Tesla 0, bucket 1 at the end of the day. So here's another one. I thought this was hilarious. The shout out to Jeremy Junkins on Twitter. Tesla measuring inches with the same ruler every guy uses. So you can see, of course, on the right side, the vehicle is very, very close to the next car. And for some reason, the Tesla Park Assist feature is saying it's 17 inches away to the nearest car. So not the best, I would say. Not the best at all initially for some of these vehicles. So I want to hear from you all. Like, have you tried Park Assist in your area? Is it working? Is it not? It seems like a lot of initial videos and initial thoughts seems like it's very clunky. But the good news here is this is the first iteration of it. Of course, 6 months later, when they took away those features, the USS parking features. And so there's going to be more updates, I guess, at the end of the day. But I guess this is going to be, there's probably going to be more videos that show like the difference between real life difference in video between USS sensors and Park Assist. But initial thoughts don't seem to be good at all. So let me know your thoughts on that. Drop it down in the comments or even the live stream. I want to hear from you all. Luckily, we were able to buy a used Model X that had the USS sensors, and so we're not at this period just yet, but we probably will be soon. I mean, knowing Tesla, probably with the Cybertruck, they're going to use this same functionality and system at the end of the day. But we're going to jump into our next topic, so let's just roll this up. Let's see what else. And on top of that, actually, there was some other features. This is like a really long thread regarding hardware 4.0, kind of confusing. So maybe you guys can all help me dissect it at the same time. So we've got some more details about hardware 4.0. Of course, from Green the Only on Twitter, it looks like he was able to dissect and get his hands on some. So we'll take a look at it because hardware 4.0 is still kind of confusing, right? Which vehicles actually have it? Is it Model S, Model X, Model 3, Model Y? Doesn't seem like it has it, but maybe it does. So we'll take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So let's take a look at it. Shout out to Green the Only, an avid Tesla Twitter poster. Quote, now that the hardware 4 is widely available, I got some firmware samples and discovered that, quote, the shipping version is internally called 2SoC and has two possible camera layouts. The current one of the expanded one with added surround view cameras, front, bumper, and two more. Looks like more details on this. It's a pretty high resolution at 2880 versus by 1876 and run at 45 frames per second. That's pretty high and a lot of data. Just to give you perspective, like movies are shot in 24 frames per second. Whenever you see a soap opera, that's like 30 frames per second or even 60 frames per second. And slow-mo is recorded at 60 to 120 frames a second. So that's actually a lot of data being recorded into those small little cameras around all the cars. So the main and backup cameras differs from the rest of them, and vendor to be determined. New GNS Venno base radar is confirmed Ethernet or 1.92 internal EIP. Interesting, but a lot more interesting is the 3 SoC version that seems to be up and coming. The camera layouts for that remain same through some internal deserializing router differs, and there was a rumor that the GPU in place heat output increased and hardware for it was curtailed. So this is for those cars that do not have GPU, so they plug in one more SoC on the autopilot board, or maybe entirely new computer update in the wings with heat dissipation. This remains to be seen on how it's actually developed. So a lot of interesting stuff here, a lot of things to piece together, which, maybe not everything is understandable because it is the brand new hardware 4, but a lot of details in this actual post. But one thing is for sure, we're going to be staying on and following Green the Only to see what can we actually dissect. But it does not look like this is the piece from the Model 3 or Model Y, but most likely this was a Model S and X. And it's kind of interesting, right? Like, this is Tesla's MO. They start to release things slowly and they don't just release it all with the next year or the next model year. And so this is going to be a constant update. But of course, this is really for people that are really interested in the full self-driving autopilot features. And so if you're not really into that, then, go out and just buy a Model 3, Model Y, S, or X. And there's always going to be a new one with the newest features. So we're going to jump into the live stream comments. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel. And there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you schedule the call or after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the credit unions that have the best possible rates, better than Tesla financing. So definitely check it out. Welcome, welcome. If you're just joining in, the Tesla clearance sale has begun, and there are a ton, 353 brand new Tesla Model Ys with the varying discounts to almost $3,000 discounts on brand new Tesla Model Ys. And what's going on here? Well, we know exactly what's going on here. This is what Tesla does at the end of the quarter, end of the month, and they try and get the delivery count because they need that sales number for the end of the month. So, or end of the quarter. You can see right here, here's a white brand new 2023 Tesla Model Y with 2,000 miles on it. It's a demo or a showroom test drive vehicle with almost a $2,000 discount. It seems like the ones that were like 2,000 to 3,000 are all gone already, or maybe they just weren't in California. Okay, here they are. $2,800 discount, $2,800 discount, and right here, here's a black with white interior in North Carolina with a $3,000 discount. Pretty nice at the end of the day. See, user, welcome. Good evening. Thanks for coming in. Hello and thanks. I'm taking delivery of my new Tesla Model 3 Performance with delivery date after March 31st. What would you do? Cancel current order, delay, or repurchase later? I would say just wait it out. I mean, April 3rd, well, we should know more clarity on the tax credit. I would just keep it for now. It's not reliable. Yeah, park assist. Yeah, it seems to be initially people are not liking it. I found the exact model I ordered, and I'm not able to register in any state despite it being terribly far away. Not being terribly far away, very frustrating. Yeah, I would say maybe try even call that store to see if you could talk to a manager there. Glad to have park assist, but the thing is not accurate. My driveway is sloped, and it tells me to stop the whole time I'm backing up. Ooh, yeah, that's probably really annoying too, because you're just gonna learn to not trust it, and then you never know, right? It's not even immediate on when I need it, and at times it fails to load, so you have to put it in gear and park to reset it. Yeah, I've heard of that, because initially it starts to load up, it takes a little bit, and by the time, I mean, we're all pretty much, instant gratification. We want to get out and on our way, and so it probably doesn't even load quick enough. The park assist was way inferior to the one that the Toyota Highland Platinum has, even though they're similarly priced. Tight spaces, forget it. It's too sensitive and you can barely move. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I mean, hopefully it gets better with the updates, and you can for sure that Tesla is going to be updating it a lot in the next few weeks and months. Maybe they were pressured to release it initially. I mean, I guess it's better than them calling it Park Assist Beta, right? My Model 3 EDD is March 31st. Okay or no? Yeah, you should be fine. The squeaky lines look like an artwork of a 5-year-old. That's good. Won't even allow me to back up on a gate. Has a incline ramp on the street. Tells me to stop. Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Better than nothing now. Yeah, exactly. That's how we like to think of it. I heard the Model 3 will lose the 7,500 tax rate, which I've also heard they want to lose half. Not sure on what I believe. Achilles, the Tesla Model 3 standard range will lose the 7,500 federal tax credit, and I would guess that everything else is going to lose 3,750. So you'd still have a 3,750 tax credit, but who knows? Yeah, better than nothing. Exactly. Viacom, thanks for coming in. Welcome back. My EDD is April 11th to May 20th. I want 17 and don't see any inventory in New Jersey. However, I see more than 100 outside of New Jersey. Will they ship after March 31st? Yeah, they'll ship after March 31st. They don't like shipping vehicles near the end of the quarter like this. It's always sad to see how Tesla maneuver at tight Tesla superchargers or any parking lot in general. A modern car with antiquated parking assistance. Yes, CE user, 100% shots fired. Like because a lot of vehicles right now, I mean, Toyota, I love Toyota, really good brand, and almost all of them have some sort of parking assist feature. And so it's tough to buy a $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 vehicle and not now even the Model S and X don't even have parking sensors, right? So it's definitely gnarly. It's always. Is the tax rebate already confirmed to end at the 31st, or is it still an assumption? At the moment, still an assumption. We're supposed to know more this coming week, but we can only speculate. And so we talked about it. It seems like Model 3, of course, Model 3 standard range will lose the 7,500. I would say my best guess is Model 3 long range and performance will get 3,750, and Model Y long range and everything else will get 3,750. But the one big caveat, the one thing that we didn't actually think about is Model Y standard range. That's supposedly built Austin, Texas. Maybe battery minerals. They're sourcing all that and putting it into one vehicle. And the Model Y standard range all-wheel drive has only had like a $1,000 price increase in the most recent time. So that might be the vehicle, that might be the hottest vehicle, because if that's the only one that qualifies for the full 7,500 federal tax credit in full, that might be pretty interesting, and that might be a good comeback for it to, or not come back. It'd be a good time for it to release it onto the websites for tests for people to order a Model Y all-wheel drive. I think they'll call it all-wheel drive, not standard range. They should just keep the standardization of all the different names across the board. So that Model 3 standard range long range performance, Model Y standard range long range performance, Model X standard range long range performance. The price I had to pay for the discounts that they had given, CVRP takes forever. Yeah, CVRP is 90 to 120 days at a minimum, unfortunately. It takes a bit, but it's nice to get that check in the mail. Hopefully they push it back, or Tesla starts sourcing the batteries from American manufacturer. Yeah, 100%. Some structural flaw has appeared on the frontal side of my car near the tire. It wasn't there before. The black parts have a big gap. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, definitely take. I don't really have any advice on that. Maybe take it to Tesla service. I mean, they're just going to refer you to a body shop. I would say go to a certified body shop. Vision Park Assist is nice, but it'll be more than fine with just the cameras until they get it right. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Anybody that has Vision Park Assist, can you just turn it off and then just use the cameras so it doesn't bug out on you? EDD is today, Friday, through Friday, and they gave me original VIN away because of an error on their end, but they aren't honoring anything. Ooh, yeah, hopefully you get a VIN ASAP, or even if you're near one of these demo vehicles, try and switch to one of these. I'm holding out for the Refresh Model 3 hardware 4 and long range. Yeah, Refresh Model 3 is, slated or speculated to come out later this year, maybe even September, Q3. So, I mean, that could be a while, but I think it would be worth it, especially if you do not need a vehicle right now. Crusher, thanks for coming in. Welcome back. Johnny, welcome back. If I have a VIN and haven't accepted delivery yet, and prices drop again, do you think they'll price match? Checked out a few financing websites you suggested, but can't find a rate lower than 5.59. Johnny, are you in the Patreon group? Patreon group members get access to my full list, and there's like 20 to 30 credit unions on that list. There's like 7 good ones, and then there's like 10 or 20 other ones that have even lower rates, but really hard to join. But there's one right now at the top of the list that is really easy to get in. Anybody can actually join, and it's like 3.5 for 60 months, or 3.49 technically, but Patreon link down below in the description. Vendat, Model 3 rear-wheel drive EDD March 31st, 4 p.m. Okay or no? Yeah, okay for now. I mean, we don't know actually. Unfortunately, it could change at any moment with the U.S. Treasury to release guidelines sometime this week. I mean, I've even heard of people talk about like they could really mess everybody up and say it's retroactive to the first of this year, but I don't think I think there'd be a lot of uproar if they did something like that. But, if you're antsy, if you're on the fence, just call the IRS before your delivery date or on your delivery date just to triple confirm that it's A-okay and no changes just yet. Curious, are there supercharger spots on those that are towing bike racks on the back? Curious, are there supercharger spots for those are towing? Yeah. Some places, not every place has like a supercharger where the supercharger's to the side and not at the back. Volvo EX90 looks very promising, and they open reservation for delivery end of 2023. If no tax rebate, we'll wait for EX90 for a 7-seater. Do not want to pay more than all others who bought before March. Interesting. Let's take a look at that, because I think I saw that one. But I didn't really like look into it 100% because I think someone looked at this on TikTok, and I thought it was like really cool, and because of the headlights exactly, but really nice, well equipped, under 80,000. So this is like I guess it's in between Model Y and Model X, but I mean, we could for sure bet a few things, right? This might be more comfortable. It might have better build quality, but definitely pretty nice. Vertical screen, I've seen that before. But yeah, nice. For sure. Thank you, Dennis. You're the best. No, thank you, CEUs. You're always coming in and supporting. So thank you. Are demos cleaned up for delivery, specifically scratches on cars and tire rash? Mixed bag. Sometimes some are, some aren't. I personally have taken delivery of a demo Model Y Performance. It was a 2021 when I bought it new, and it had 888 miles on it. And actually it was probably the best condition Tesla I've ever purchased so far. And it makes sense, right? Because since it's in demo status, since it's in test drive or even showroom status, they really want to make sure these cars are in the best shape, right? And so, because a lot of people are seeing them, touching them. And so if there's any issues, they will warranty fix it and all that stuff. And so that's exactly what happened probably with mine. And that's why I think it was one of the better Teslas that I've bought. If I buy a mobile or wall connector from a private party, does Tesla still continue to honor warranty if there's something wrong with the charger? I would say yes, but I really don't know. And I would imagine it should be fine, but never ever know, I guess. And actually, Keith, that's a good segue into our next topic. So in our next topic, we're going to talk about wall chargers. It seems like a review has been posted out that compared a ton of wall chargers out there. And of course, spoiler alert, Tesla has come out again as number one. And so we'll talk about it. We'll talk about which wall charger I went with. It was not Tesla. And I'll give you my reasons why. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it. But basically just getting the best deal on Tesla with the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested person. So let us jump into this. Shout out to Inside EVs and of course State of Charge, that he also has a YouTube channel. The best high powered EV chargers of 2023. Our top 48 amp, which I think we got a 50 amp EV chargers recommendation of 2023. And so, of course, we got this one right here coming in at number 4. Number 4, Wallbox Pulsar Plus $6.99. The good thing is we actually did not pay any tax on it. So we ordered it and it got shipped. But this is the one we actually got, Wallbox Pulsar Plus. The reasons why I went with it, besides like the functionality of the app and everything like that, it has a really small footprint. It's actually literally that size, is like this big. Of course, I'm showing you, but it does, it makes sense. And I really liked it. It wasn't really flashy. I wanted like an incognito because it is installed on the outside of the house, and so we don't want it like flashing out everywhere. And so I liked how it was black. It just kind of looks really incognito. And also I really liked how pretty sure we went with the 50 amp one or the 48 one, and that charges at a pretty fast rate, almost like 40 to 50 miles an hour for a Model 3. So really nice. The number 3 for them came with the charge point. I'm not sure if I really liked it. I think I just didn't go with the charge point because of the design of it, and I've seen specifically these holders break on people. Like, the reason why actually I don't like it is because the last apartment building that we had in, they had like 3 of these, and this broke after because of just so much wear. I mean, that could be because people are just, willy-nilly and just plugging in and not caring about it at all. But I wasn't really a fan of it, and so that's why I did not go with the ChargePoint Home Flex. Coming in at number 2 is Emporia Smart Home 48. I mean, this one seems nice. I don't think I looked at it, but I mean, the price looks nice, $400 versus ChargePoint at $750 and Wallbox at $600. So maybe I would have taken a look at this one if I saw this article, but it looks kind of basic. I don't really know what Emporia is, but I'm pretty sure they have something else that I just saw pretty recently, but really nice. And of course, a tie for number 1 was, actually, it was a tie for number 1. It was number 1 non-Tesla EV Emporia EV SC at $399. I mean, you really can't beat that price. And that's probably why it actually won. It's Wi-Fi connected. You probably have an app as well. And $399. Yeah, that's probably why it got number 1. And of course, tie for number 1 was the Tesla wall connector. And of course, this is the one that has the Tesla proprietary plug. So the reason why I did not go with this one is because, we have other vehicles, other EVs in the fleet or in the parking in our place here. And so I wanted something more a little bit streamlined. And also, if we were to move or sell, we want something that would work in anywhere else or for the next person. And buying a Tesla wall charger only works for Tesla unless you buy an adapter on that. So, I mean, the reason, you can't deny some of these prices, $400 to $425. And so, I can see why these two actually won at the end of the day. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. If you're shopping for a Tesla or shopping for a wall connector, my thoughts are buy something that is more usable for any other type of EVs. And the Tesla wall connector, you can't. It only has the Tesla plug. But if you go with like an Emporia one, it's the J1772 connector, and all you need is a Tesla adapter to plug it into your Tesla. So shout out to Inside EV, shout out to State of Charge, and shout out to Keith for posting the question about the wall connector or wall mobile connector. So we're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link where you can support the channel. So definitely check it out if you're interested. All right, we've got a bunch of interesting topics. So we'll talk about it. Let's see. Let me get the queue started up here. Everybody wants to know about Tesla maintenance, and so so this tweet stuck out to me, and so it looks pretty interesting. In this next topic, we're going to talk about Tesla maintenance and just briefly on Tesla brakes. And the question is, does Tesla need brake changes, or how often do you need to change the brakes? And I can tell you, you really don't need to change brakes that often. So we'll take a look at a tweet that we found in which someone actually almost went to 100,000 miles on original brakes. I mean, I guess it's for whatever it's worth. So you can't believe everything on the internet, but I've heard the same thing from a lot of different owners that have gone really, really long with the brakes. But there is photo evidence, so we'll take a look at it. But there is one maintenance item that it seems like is kind of the opposite to that, where you do need to change more frequently than other vehicles. And of course, we will talk about it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it. But basically, just getting the best deal on Tesla with the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So let's take a look at this. Shout out to Double Cap Crimpin, 92,000 miles on their Model 3 original brake pads. You can see here's the picture of the brakes. It's pretty thick, right? I'm not an auto mechanic, but that seems like a pretty thick brake pad at the end of the day. And then of course, here's a screenshot of their vehicle with the app. You can see 91,827 miles. And so you can see what are some of the comments here. Brake pad manufacturers are going to cut the material in half, call them EV brakes. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Like EV brakes don't need such a thick pad like that, right? So they could easily cut that in half and save some money. And so, of course, I asked them, how much longer do you think the brake pads will last? And they said, at this quote, I think I could get another 90,000 out of them. The regenerative braking is mostly how I slow down, and I don't drive slow. So, I mean, this is what I've heard time and time again. I mean, I've never personally driven a Tesla past like 20,000 miles, but I've heard this time and time again that brakes, because of the Tesla regenerative braking, or really any EV or electric vehicle for this matter, because of the regenerative braking, you do not use the brakes as much, which then translates to a longer life of brake pads and this, that, and other. So let me know your thoughts. Like what's the highest mileage you've ever gone on a Tesla or any other EV, and when did you have to change the brakes? I really haven't heard of anybody changing brake pads on a Tesla. So it's pretty interesting that you get to save some money on that avenue, because brake changes can cost anywhere from what, $1,000, $2,000, maybe even $3,000 in some places. So nice chunk of savings there. But the flip side is, because of how Teslas and all electric vehicles of the instant acceleration, that instant torque of going 0 to 30 and the fastest than any other type of vehicle, maybe even 0 to 60 faster than most vehicles, tires is where you start to spend money. So right after I saw that brake change post, I saw this one from Anthony Caneda. Hidden costs of owning a Tesla that I wish someone told me. Going through tires like an F1 car. And so that is the case, right? Because of how zippy all these EVs are, and how it's basically, I relate it to like a video game, right? Like when you're driving anywhere on the highway or local roads, if you want to go there, you just hit on the accelerator and you're going to go there ASAP. And so I try, my advice for people that have a Tesla is I always recommend getting an alignment ASAP to make sure the tires are good and straight. And then also, if you have a square setup, so like Model 3 18-inch, 19-inch rims, or even Model Y 20-inch rims or Gemini rims, those are square setup and not staggered. You should rotate them every 5 to 6,000 miles. And there's a handful of shops, like even in California, there's like America's Tire Direct or America's Tire, where you can pay like $65 one time and get an unlimited plan where they will rotate it as many times, actually rotate and balance it as many times as you want within your lifetime of owning the car. The reason why they do this is because they want to see you more every single time to see if they can recommend you a tire change or anything like that. But 100% that's worth it, because if you just go twice, that pays for itself more times over. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on Tesla maintenance are, or any even sort of EV maintenance. We're going to jump into the live stream comments, but before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down in the description is the Patreon link, so definitely check it out if you're interested. All right, if you're just joining in, welcome. I know the thumbnail and title says Tesla Model Y clearance, because there is 353 brand new Tesla Model Ys that are available right now, and there's a bunch of them that have discounts. $3,000, $2,800, $3,000 discount. A lot of them are available. So two things: if you're on the fence and you're looking to buy a Model Y and you want to lock in the $7,500 federal tax credit, it might be the time to do that. And the second thing is, if you have a pending estimated delivery date, if you got pushed, or if you're in California, it might be worth it to try and talk to your local Tesla sales center to see if you can lock down on one of these to take delivery ASAP. Because if you're antsy about this $7,500 federal tax credit, I mean, I certainly think it might at worst case go down to $3,750, and then of course Tesla would just drop the price like $2,000, $3,000. But you never know. You never know. I mean, I guess it could go either way, right? Is a $7,500 federal tax credit worth more value than a $3,750 discount plus another $3,750 discount? Actually, that's a good point. But I know a lot of you probably have like a lower locked-in price that's $2,000 less than some of these vehicles out here. And so that's the caveat, right? You might not be able to lock in your base price. I've heard mixed things. Some people say that it's possible if you ask the right people or even hound them. Other people say that Tesla will not match the base book price plus the discount. So just be FYI, be aware of that. But this is waiting for Tesla.com. It's a third-party aggregator site that, shout out to TJ and the team, that links you down if you want to buy this specific vehicle. That links you to Tesla.com, where you can go all the way to the buy page and give them your money to lock down a vehicle. And so good luck to everybody out there, but let's jump into the comments. March 28th, get my Tesla 3. Nice. Happy Hippo. Welcome back. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for coming by. Still waiting on mine. Got my VIN. It's been a week. Ooh, yeah. What is CVRP? California rebate program or clean vehicle rebate program. It's like $2,000 all the way up to $7,500. Got structural gap on the right side near the front tire. The plastic part, I don't know what's called. Ooh, yeah. I need to step up charger similar to a step up transformer where you can charge on a 110V outlet and have the output of 220, and this system can convert to a decent fast charge anywhere. Oh, I've not heard of that. I've heard of like people splitting their dryer outlets into 2 plugs, but I'm not sure how like good that is. Thanks. In New Jersey, we have $4K taken off the delivery price. Yes, Patel, and you also have no sales tax on EVs, which is very, very nice. I'm jealous for anybody in New Jersey that buys electric vehicles. Dennis, any recommendations for a moonroof shield Tesla accessory shop? I don't like that accessory, CE user. You're talking about like the ones on Amazon that I see, like Tesla moonroof shield, because I bought one and like it's got like a bajillion clips on it, and I just like gave up because it's I like the glass for a moonroof. But what I did do on my Tesla Model Y is I had it tinted, like so that the UV rays would be protected. Shout out to Jason at OC Tint Solutions. But besides that, I didn't really mess with this accessory at all. So I'm not sure if I actually recommend it. But anybody that's in the channel that is about to buy a Tesla or is just buying one, check out our accessory partners on the channel. Also, all linked down below in the description. We've got Tamai, really good interior accessories. Jawa, really good phone mount. We've got Tesloid, good entry floor mat. We got MAGBAK, a nice premium phone mount, I would say. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Jawa's cool too, but it depends on what the look you want. MAGBAK phone mount. And if you want a more premium floor mats, we've got 3D Mats USA, discount code Dennis. Also linked down below in the description if you want get nice floor mats for your Tesla. What's the adapter that Tesla gives you with delivery? And you can use it at any non-Tesla charger, right? The J1772? Yes, it's a Tesla adapter plug. Dennis, the stream is lit. Let's go. Thanks for coming in, River. Interesting, Happy Hippo. It reminds me of Cinderella after midnight. Yeah, exactly. With the regenerative braking system, it seems to help a lot with brake wear. Yeah, you'll basically learn how to time your drives. You learn how to time letting off the accelerator, and then the vehicle will slow down to a crawl pace. Really nice at the end of the day. Tesla changed the Model Y performance brakes a few months back. It was quiet and not too many people knew about the change. Yeah, they kind of did that with a sleight of hand, right? They just put some caps on it and they made them just their normal brakes, which really makes the Model Y performance not that much better at the end of the day, except for the 0 to 60 speed that you really won't use that often. How often do you rotate and change tires? What tires do you recommend? I would just say just go to Costco and then rotate about 5,000 to 6,000 miles, and then changing, it depends on the tire wear, if it goes all the way down to the wear bars, things like that. Save on other maintenance calls, but pay somewhere else. Yeah, that's basically the life of a Tesla. And now, you know, for a while, I've always been recommending Costco insurance to everybody that asked me about insurance. And I was trying to switch back to them because we had Wawa Nisa. And unfortunately, it looks like they have stopped where is it? It's not on the website. They've stopped insuring people in California. They made this decision, or they announced it a few days ago, which really sucks. I was literally mid process of getting a quote, and unfortunately it does not look like, I can't remember where the post is, Costco Insurance California. Yeah, unfortunate, very unfortunate, because it was definitely a low cost leader compared to everything else. So now I might have to go to Tesla Insurance, as much as we talk about Tesla Insurance. What is this on? Waiting for Tesla.com. Everyone give Dennis a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Thank you, Crusher. Thanks for that. Tim makes me feel hot. Nice. Yeah, you got to make sure you went to Andre. That's right. You got to get the UV and the IR. Most tints have both, but some have higher IR, which is the feeling of the heat, and then UV is the protection of the damaging rays. Thanks, Dennis. Super helpful stream. No, thank you, Patel. Thanks for coming in. Especially on a really sunny day, clear sky. Yeah, I guess so you can get a tint on the top, because that's what we did on the Model Y. Hit that like button, people. Dennis is rocking each and every night. Thank you. Yeah, this week's going to be a lot of different stuff, right? We've got the U.S. Treasury potentially releasing information. We've got Tesla heading into the last week of the month, last week of the quarter, which we all know exciting things might actually happen with discounts. Maybe, dare I say, here's my prediction, everyone. 10,000 free supercharging miles for Model 3 and Model Y deliveries. Maybe. I could see that easily happening in these next few days to try and get, we'll see. If Tesla needs the sales, then they'll do it. Yeah, he does. I did my part. Nice. Getting Model 3 tomorrow in New Jersey. Nice. Congrats to you. I'm jealous for anybody in New Jersey. No tax plus that 4,000 credit. Nice. That is crazy and sad. Yeah, Costco offered what insurance for Tesla? Their own brand or just affiliated brand? Yeah, I think it was Costco Connect, which is affiliated, but it seems like they've stopped home and car insurance for California, which it's tough, because they definitely had a lower quote. It was like $60 a month cheaper than what I currently pay with Wawa Nisa, and so now I might have to go with Big Brother, exactly, Tesla Insurance, which is kind of scary, because I don't know about you all, but I do not have a good driving score, a safety score on Tesla. I mean, let me know if you're better than mine. It just went lower even more today. I'm an 82, and so Tesla does not like how I drive on these roads, I guess. I got the highest protection, SunTech Evolve. Yeah, then I would say maybe get on the roof then, and then that way you could protect yourself from the UV rays and also the IR heat. Yep. Dennis, is it drinking the Tesla Kool-Aid, or are we just conspiracy theorists? Which part? Which question? Big Brother, exactly. Tesla Insurance. Spoke to someone today at Tesla, and they said Model 3 tax credit is not going to have it, but Model Y will have it. Okay, we'll take that for whatever it's worth, because Tesla advisors will say kind of whatever. But did they say specifically, did the Model Y is going to get $7,500 or like $3,750, or did they just say it's going to get tax credit? Because who knows? Dennis, do you think did you say you think Model Y long range will only get $3,750? Yeah, I think Model Y long range only $3,750 at this point. But who knows? Who knows? All right, we've got more topics, just a handful more that I thought we've got two more to go through. But if you're just joining in, welcome. I'll show it back on the screen. Tesla has hit the clearance button for Model Y, and there are 136 discounted Tesla Model Ys that are all brand new, and they've got varying discounts from $1,000 to almost $3,000 available out there. So if you've got an estimated delivery date that got pushed, if you've got an estimated delivery date that you don't know where it is, consider switching to one of these, because these vehicles actually exist, and you could take delivery this week to lock in the $7,500 federal tax credit. All right, let's get into our next topic. This one's a quick one. So I thought this was pretty interesting. This is the cheapest Tesla Model 3 available in the country that is actually for sale. And so we'll take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, but basically just getting the best thing on Tesla at the best possible price. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. So shout out to Occupy Mars. I thought this was super interesting. I think I found the cheapest Tesla in the nation. Let's see if it's actually still available. We can see it on the screen, 2022 Tesla Model 3. I mean, obviously there's a reason why this is the cheapest one in the nation, because it's got massive damage on the front, but great price, according to Edmunds, $17,450. It's got one accident, ladies and gentlemen. So imagine that. 2 owners, and it was also a rental vehicle. It's in Miami. If you're interested in buying this one, let's see if, and it still is actually available. It's actually on the lower end of all different prices. Edmunds considers this a used vehicle a great price because it's savings of $18,000 below market. I mean, is this even allowed to sell a vehicle like this on Edmunds? I would imagine like Edmunds would flag this 100%, right? Because it's got massive front end, probably has damage all over the place. Like you literally you should not be able to sell it. But the funny thing is, this might still be able to be driven. And maybe that's why they're able to sell it, because I mean, it'll just buff out, right? Like you just put some wax on it and it'll clean up at the end of the day. But of course, it does have an accident on it as marked here and by, seen on the front. But this is interesting to me because not because it's the cheapest one out there, but because of the price. Let's say it takes $10,000, which it probably might take more than that to actually fix it. But let's say if you bought this and were able to actually, now that I'm thinking about it, does this qualify for the $4,000 EV tax credit because it's being purchased from a dealer? It's under $25,000. I mean, I don't think the EV tax credit for the used side cares if it's damaged or not, right? So this might be a very interesting loophole, because you could get the $4,000 tax credit, which would then help, of course, with you fixing it up and getting a new bumper, new hood, new everything. And of course, it could at the end be kind of dangerous as well, because if we can't see the battery damage on here, but that could really be scary at the end of the day if the battery is messed up. But new fenders on both sides, bumper, of course, 2 new headlights probably, and a new hood. But the good thing is here, which, as you know, there's no engine on this in the front. So really it's mostly cosmetic, and the battery is on the underneath, and then the motors are probably really low on the front, or this might be a rear wheel drive. So maybe it's back there and it's untouched, but really interesting price. The cheapest Model 3 available in the country right now. But of course, I don't know if I recommend, or I can't recommend buying this one, but definitely check it out if you're interested. And shout out to Occupy Mars for posting it. Yeah, it needs calibration. Yeah, the whole thing needs calibration 100%. But we're going to jump into our next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Water break. We've got one last topic, and then of course we'll finish out through all the different comments and live streams and topics and everything like that. So in this next topic, you might have seen it. We're going to talk about, is Tesla a premium brand? We always talk about how Tesla, or at least I feel like Tesla, is not a luxury brand at all. And so I guess maybe premium and luxury are being used in the same context here. But this is an article that was posted on Inside EVs and Motor One. And I guess they're going to dissect about whether Tesla is a premium brand or not. But of course, my thoughts are, Tesla, in terms of build quality, luxury materials and things like that, is not a luxury brand, but technology wise they have surpassed everybody else, and the technology is definitely a luxury technology intuitiveness brand. But so it's kind of in this weird between like the other manufacturers and the actual luxury manufacturers. But let me know your thoughts. Like, let me know what you're thinking. I know a lot of you have probably picked up a Tesla most recently, and you're starting to get engulfed into it and seeing all the different mechanisms of this. I was just at my Model X today, and there's like already a rubber piece in the inner door that's like fallen off and is like loose. I'm like, I guess I have to call warranty for this. But that's kind of just, it is what it is. I'm used to it and almost jaded at this point. But let's just jump into it. So shout out to Inside EVs. They posed the question, is Tesla a premium car brand. The company features cutting-edge technology and good positioning, but is that enough? So you can see on here, we've got premium, we've got Mercedes, Volvo, BMW, Audi, Lexus, and Cadillac. And on the right side, we've got the mainstream. We've got Toyota, Volkswagen, Ford. What is that? Dodge? Chevy and Hyundai, not to be confused with KN or Kia, but Hyundai right here. And so we take a look at it. So right here in the beginning, Tesla sold 1.3 million vehicles last year, which was huge. I mean, they were labeled as the #1 luxury manufacturer in the US, beating BMW last year by selling like almost 500,000 vehicles in the US. I think BMW was like 510 or something like that. But volume is up. But when you hit numbers like this, 1.3 million vehicles, and to give perspective, I think Toyota is like 8 or 9 million total globally. And so, people are definitely speculating that Tesla will get up to like 1.8 to even 2, or maybe even 2.5. But so that gets into more volume type of thresholds. But taking a look, so premium, yes, the main reason for placing Tesla in the premium segment is the positioning of the cars, which not only includes the price, but also the way the company communicates its production to the public and the features it focuses on. Interesting. I guess that's one way to put it. Position it, right? Like pricing is one thing, but we've got cars like what happens when Tesla comes out with a $25,000 Tesla? Will it still be considered premium? I'm not sure it does, but that's one way to put it, like, and how they've released their vehicles in terms of like the events and company communication. So that could be why that they're saying that it is more premium. But here's an infographic: average retail price of the models available. We've got Mercedes, $72. Not dollars, right? And then, and then 74,000 on the USA. We've got Tesla right here, 93,000, so a little bit higher as an average price. Volkswagen down to 42, and then Toyota down to 38. So Tesla's average price is that much more. I don't know is that right? I guess it must be right. But then we're taking a look to here, we've got premium, no. On the other hand, there is a subjective definition of premium. A premium car is usually associated with the German trio of Audi, BMW, and Mercedes. I would agree there. And though there are certainly other brands that fit in the category, the trio generally sells cars at a higher price because of better finishes, more advanced features, and simply because they are synonymous with exclusivity. Their success inspired many other automakers to hit this lucrative market with younger premium offshoots, not the least of which being Lexus, Acura, Infiniti, and Genesis. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I would consider Infiniti to be luxury as well, but I guess it's also in that luxury segment. So right here, we've got top world's best-selling car brands in 2022. We've got Toyota #1 at 8.8, Volkswagen 4.6. I don't know if that includes the Volkswagen Group. Honda 3.6, Hyundai 3.6, and the list goes on and on with all these volume actual numbers down here. But yeah, at the end of the day, which this article is ending on, of course, this is a subjective matter. The quality of a car is determined by many different factors, of which vary from driver to driver. So I'm still sticking to my stance on it, but I want to hear from you all, like whether you think Tesla is a premium brand. Maybe like brand value wise, it's premium, but certainly the technology is premium, but the fit and finishes are far from premium. I feel like we know a lot of defection of other brands comes from Toyota and Honda, and that comes from most of the people that sell their vehicle and get into a Tesla. But there is some defection on the luxury side. In other words, it also is a big amount as well. But on the luxury side, the biggest defection is from BMW to Tesla. And so the question is, a lot of these people that have have had luxury vehicles like Happy Hippo, Lexus, and like other vehicles, like when you go from a Lexus to a Tesla, and then once you're done with the Tesla, and now Lexus has a new EV out there, Audi has an EV out there, BMW has an EV out there, does that same person go back to the BMW, the Lexus, the Audi, or do they stay with the next Tesla? And so that's the big question. I mean, or do we get so engulfed in the technology with the intuitiveness of this, and it's really hard to drive something else? I can tell you, for one thing, we've had 4 Teslas back to back, and I've had a Lexus most recently, and it was pretty hard to get back into a Lexus plug-in vehicle because of how intuitive Tesla is and how like different things you just get used to, like just swiping on the navigation and just going to your next destination. Like there's just a lot of shortcuts that Tesla has built in and continuously built in. And so I certainly agree that the Tesla technology is more intuitive than other vehicles. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. Are you going to buy another Tesla after this for Tesla that you're buying right now? Or are you going to go back to one of these other brands? And the cool thing is that at the end of the day, as Tesla pushes these brands to build more EVs and more EVs come out from other manufacturers, there's always going to be something new and something fun to buy, right? I mean, we've got a Rivian on deposit. We haven't built it yet because I don't want to spend $100,000 on a truck, especially when the Cybertruck is coming out soon. But now that the EQS, if you saw the video yesterday or today, how the EQS, both the sedan and SUV, are basically on fire sale right now, arguably even better deals than Tesla. It's kind of hard to ignore and kind of hard not to just see like what is the price, what is actually out there. I mean, shout out to Zach, Black Model 3. He's been posting a bunch about how the deals on EQS and EQS SUV are really good right now. And his dad just bought an EQS because of how good that deal actually is. And I imagine this is like a $600, $700 a month payment for an over $100,000 vehicle. I mean, of course, granted, it's probably a lease at the end of the day. He didn't respond. I asked him what the payment was, but they didn't respond to me. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts are. Of course, probably this EQS is maybe not as good technology-wise, but maybe actually a luxury vehicle at the end of the day. So we're going to jump back into the live stream comments. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link where you support the channel. So definitely check it out if you're interested. And if you're just joining in, welcome. The Tesla clearance sale has begun, and there are 353 Tesla Model Ys available with varying discounts anywhere from $1,000 to almost $3,000 off a brand new Tesla Model Y demo, which could have some mileage on it, but you will still be the first owner. And coming up this week, there's a lot of interesting things that could be coming up. We've got the U.S. Treasury that's slated to release EV sourcing battery guidelines in regards to the $7,500 federal tax credit on the Model 3 and Model Y. And so if you got a delivery coming up this week and you're still on the anxious side, you can certainly call the IRS hotline and make sure that nothing has changed on your end so that you can proceed with delivery. But at this point, as long, you can probably go all the way till March 31st and really have no issues with your delivery. How much were the Costco rates? Costco insurance is anywhere from, I think, like $120, $110 a month, but they quoted me $180 for the Model X, and Wawa Nissan wants $230. What do you think about buying a demo vehicle? Love it. I've done it, and I would do it again. That was the info. Okay, $7,500 on the Model Y. We need to get that in writing. How do you get? If you can get a screenshot of that, definitely DM it to me, Charles. Charlize. How do you check your Tesla score? I don't think I've come across that yet. On the menus, you go to the app, and then it's like you scroll down. It's like 6 months down on the app. Hey, Big D, what accessories do you have on your cars? We've got floor mats. I would say that's the main one. I've got floor mats. I've had screen protectors. I'm not sure if I would do that again. Center console is a must. Cup holder is it's not a must. I would say get that. I've got like a little trash can in the car too, the cup holder one that people sell. That one's good. And then if you've got a Model Y, I 100,000% recommend mud flaps for the front and rear, because the Model Y has an issue in which rock chips kick up and hit the side of the car. So definitely get mud flaps. They're pretty cheap, like 20 to $30. And check out our accessory partners on the channel right here. We've got discount codes on the screen, and all links are down below in the description to get all the certain discounts on them. I think Tomai has mud flaps, and Jawa, one of the two. I think Tesla definitely has mud flaps. How do I rewatch a stream if I miss it? Anyone, I keep stopping to keep track of the YouTube feature. I don't know how that goes now. It's actually on the page. If you go to our YouTube channel, there is actually a whole live stream section. If you go to my channel or go to my page right here, if you go to live, you can watch the whole thing in full. And then, of course, I clip out parts of it for tomorrow's video, so you can check that out as well. One accident, though, unsafe. Yeah, the salvage one, definitely not worth it. Has anyone ordered a vehicle from an existing order? How soon does it pick up after ordering? Could be a few days, but most likely they'll try and be aggressive and try and get you to take delivery by the end of the month. I came from several BMWs, one Lexus, and I don't really miss the luxurious features too much. But I think every time I speed by a Mercedes, BMW, etc., how much money maintenance costs and things that breaks. Yeah, you're completely right, Happy Hippo. That's one thing I always forget about is maintenance, like because BMWs, when they get up to high mileage, that's when, and also oil changes. Like when you go to get an oil change at a BMW or Mercedes, it's like 100, $200 easily. And so that's a good point. I need to remind myself, when you're driving the EV, you don't have to spend any money on that. And it's just really nice and easy. You pay premium though, 100%. It even tells you there's a premium connectivity at $99 a month or $99 a year. Yeah, exactly. Happy people agree. Yeah. Audi is premium. Yeah, Audi, BMW, Mercedes, all pretty premium. Also, even though when there are brands coming out with EVs, I really do not want to deal with Electrify America and would not pay for Tesla charging as it's too expensive for a monthly plan. Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah. Electrify America, I don't think it's it. And then Tesla supercharging. I thought they were ramping up pretty quickly at installing all these different Magic docks, but it seems like it's been quiet for a bit, right? So have they kind of just stopped? Did they just come out initially with 10 places across the US and they said, oh, we'll just chill for now? But it doesn't, because there's a section within the app that you can go to, like your profile, and then swipe all the way to the right. You can do charger non-Tesla, and it shows you all the different supercharger places that are available for like C or for TCS. It doesn't seem like there's there's not a lot of them in my area, at least. Mercedes, BMW are used as taxis in England. Oh, interesting. Can you raise the master volume on your videos, please? Tony Stark? Anything for Tony Stark. Where do I do that? I need audio help, that's for sure. Tesla supercharging is already expensive, even though for Tesla owners, yeah, it can get up there. Like I just supercharged earlier and it was like 30 or 40 cents a kilowatt. So that's easy $20 at the end of the day. Didn't they raise the price of superchargers recently? Yeah, they added like time of use supercharging, which it raised it. The gap on my card just appeared, tells you how premium it is. Yeah. Build quality is not there, but yeah. Charge at home and avoid Tesla superchargers. Yeah, I mean, easier said than done, I would say. And also on top of that, like depending on where you live, it's cheap to charge pretty much anywhere that's not California. But even in California, like I was looking at my friend's utility rates, and the lowest entry is like 30 cents to 40 cents a kilowatt. And so that adds up. I mean, 40 cents times 100, that's $40 to fill up one time. Yeah. My Toyota Highlander Platinum has no gaps even after owning for 2 years. It's better build quality, and it comes with assembly structure. They do a good job with quality control. Yeah, Toyota's definitely got it down. Is it hard to go back to another luxury brand? But the deal breaker is EV Electrify America charging. That is the purpose of having EV. You want a reliable infrastructure. Yeah, 100%. Tesla, well, they may be the future while buyers become the guinea pigs, and how they can potentially damage the battery. Yeah, supercharging. I mean, as long as I've read that as long as you're preconditioning it, it's fine at the end of the day. As a supply chain guy, I cannot put Tesla in premium knowing that there are going to be more manufacturer deviation compared to any other brand. Yeah, it's going to be interesting when they switch up, if you watch the investor call, how they're going to switch up how they built these cars, because that could be more differences. I had BMW and Mercedes before I bought my second Tesla after my first Model 3. I really like its torque and low maintenance. Yeah, that's like another good thing too. Like another thing for me is like EVs are pretty bulletproof, and I love being able to kind of just get on it and not really have to worry that something is going to break. Dennis knows my answer if I will buy another Tesla. Yeah, I think all of us are kind of like, we will get one, but if there's something else that's, more interesting, more cost effective, we buy an iPhone every year, every other year, or every other 3 years. But one thing I don't like about Tesla is how long it took to repair once it got rear-ended on the freeway. Not enough authorized repair shops. Yeah, and it probably took like 1 to 2, maybe even 3 months to get it repaired too. So tough. It's tough to go back to an ICE car, one pedal driving, and never going to a gas station for this car. I would say that would make it a premium. Yeah, I would completely agree as well. Like just changing the perspective on where you charge and fuel up, and just going home and charging him and then waking up the next day is really, really nice. Will they fix panel gaps after delivery? Yes, you have to take it to the service center though. Well, they fix gaps after a few weeks of owning it. I would drop by a local Tesla service center, and they have this like measurement tool to tell you whether it's within spec or not, and then they tell you if they can fix it. They mention, yeah, exactly, yeah. Happy Hippo, thank you. Yeah, that's exactly correct. Happy Hippo with the comment, helping out, love it. Clearly, the structure did not hold up. Dennis, I took your advice and got mud flaps plus the PPF from Tesla website. Nice, Crusher. 100%. Why no screen protector? Not why no. I've done both the matte version and the gloss version. It's kind of just whatever to me at this point. If I were to do it again, would I get another matte version? I don't know. It's not really. I mean, it's nice to not have as many fingerprints on the screen, but of course, I also keep a dry fit towel when I just wipe it whenever I get it. Well, actually, I don't even get annoyed at the fingerprints. Actually, I see a demo Model 3 that's only $240 off. Worth it? Unless it has like 4 miles on it, probably not worth it. Oh, well, they don't care about their reputation. Probably even if you document everything on video, people will still buy them anyway. Yeah, that's a good point. For now, right? The narrative could change, and then maybe people won't buy them. A lot of people bought Priuses at one point too, right? Is the mud flap for the front or the back? It's actually for all four, but I would recommend installing at least the front ones if you don't like the look. Supercharger with 3 lighting bars still have slow stalls within the site. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were all just kind of like 150 or 250 kilowatts at the end of the day. Crazy, you need to know which stalls to avoid. Oh yeah, I really didn't know that. I thought they were all kind of just standardized once you got to like a 250 location or a 150 kilowatt location. Tesla sells official mud flaps on the shop only for the front. 4 mud flaps are available elsewhere though. Yeah, I don't know if I would pay the Tesla tax for parts on any parts from Tesla unless it was like Tesla tequila. I survived panel gap adjustments after delivery. They adjusted as much as they could and recommend that I go to a body shop if I wasn't happy. It was good enough and I didn't want to deal with it. Yeah, I wouldn't want to pay to get an adjustment on something that was supposed to be within spec from the beginning. I feel you. Tony Stark, thank you for the super chat. I need help with audio, so if you know how to use audio, fix audio, let me know. I looked at gas prices for the first time in 2 months when stopping for gas on the way to the gym with my boy. Yeah, I mean out here, $5, maybe even $7, $8. So it's gonna go back up, especially as we get to the summer travel season. Careful with panel adjustments. If it's worth it, I got it done, and they chip paint and scratch my windshield. Frank, thank you for jumping in. And did they drop in that comment? Thank you for coming in and dropping that comment. Did they fix the other things that they did? That's no good. That's no good. I think you're allowed to report any adjustments within 100 miles. Yeah, and I would say you can do it anytime as well because it's still within the warranty. It has 4 miles on it. Great demo. Oh, okay. Then yeah, I would say it's worth it. $300, an extra $300 for nothing at all. What's the best EQ audio settings? From what I've heard, you're supposed to make like a U, like from bass to treble, like a U like this. And so that's what I do. And within the Tesla system, if you're talking about my mic, I have no idea. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for joining in. We did a poll today. Let's see where we're at. How much is your Tesla payment? We've got 1.3 thousand votes on this one. That's higher than usual. Let's see what we got. 33, an overwhelming majority at $751 to $1,000 a month, which is pretty in line, right? Based upon our calculations, that with like 0 down on a Model 3 or Model Y. We've got 26% at $500 to $750 a month. 14% said under 500, so you most likely did a massive down payment, and 11% said 1,000 plus. So definitely pretty in line. I mean, the one thing that is never really factored into any of this that I don't really see is, even though the Tesla monthly payment or any EV payment is going to be more than a normal gas car, of course you don't pay the higher gas costs each month, which could amount to $100 to $200 a month. But if you want the lowest monthly payment, check out our sponsor on the channel, Tenet. Tenet finances vehicles a little bit differently because they're able to defer a portion of that loan all the way to the end of the loan payment, thinking maybe even a $7,500 federal tax credit. and that equals to a low monthly payment for you. And so definitely check out Tenet down below in the description. You can check them out and you can apply for quick financing for your Tesla. And so the strategy here could be use Tenet, defer that $7,500 federal tax credit, get that $7,500 federal tax credit next year, pay off Tenet, and then maybe potentially refinance the whole thing when credit union and banks loan rates get even lower next year, because interest, even though it's at whatever it is for 1 year, is not going to be that bad compared to like a 60, 72 month term. So why this could be good? This could be good for business owners, Uber drivers, people that use their vehicle that need extra cash flow each month. So that could make a lot of sense. Here's another poll we did. Model 3 standard range is losing the $7,500 tax credit. How much will Tesla drop the price? Of course, this is like a what do you think or how much you think? And 30% said $3,750 initially, and then down to $39,990 is a full 25% of votes. I really think that's going to be the price that they're going to get to, and that's my prediction. It isn't, Dennis. I found 2 different supercharger rates rated at 250, but not all those stalls had the same speed. These are stalls that you need to avoid if you ever don't want to wait forever. Oh, I didn't know that. I really thought they were all the same. Ooh, and we're going to drive to San Diego soon, so we got to make sure we avoid some of those. Will Apple CarPlay ever come to Tesla? Fingers crossed, right? You can buy like certain gadgets to, I think, like get it onto your car, but maybe when Tesla needs more sales and they'll put in CarPlay. We can only hope. Yeah, exactly. You get used to Apple CarPlay, especially when I was driving other vehicles, and then now when I'm back to Tesla, I'm just like, yeah, Tesla's good enough. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so one day it will come back, but Tesla has integrated a lot of features within the system that, it mimics it, I guess, at the end of it. But thanks for watching this video, guys. Please hit that like if you enjoy it. Good luck to everybody, and good luck. Have everyone have a great week. There's a lot of different news this coming week about the $7,500 federal tax credit, and so we will be staying on it and seeing. But good luck to everybody that has deliveries coming up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.